the theme of my address is the greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. This quote is often attributed to Stephen Hawking, a renowned theoretical physicist, cosmologist, and author on black holes and the universe. Although it does seem there is no evidence that he said or wrote so in the literature, its attribution attributes a profound respect to one of the most visionary scientists of the 21st century, whose physical presence could be seen as a barrier to insightful scientific practice and discovery. I'm sure some of us know who Stephen Hawking was in the University of Cambridge and Oxford. However, the most critical import of that quote is that it serves as a profound reminder of the dangers of complacency in our pursuit of learning. Ignorance, explained or defined as a lack of knowledge or information, is often viewed negatively in human discourse, but it can actually motivate curiosity and growth when acknowledged honestly. But this cannot be said of the illusion of knowledge. The illusion of knowledge is a cognitive bias where individuals overestimate their understanding of a subject, often caused by familiarity rather than true comprehension. Illusion of knowledge often creates a false sense of certainty that stifles inquiry and blinds us to new insights. It highlights that the biggest barrier to gaining true understanding is not lacking information, but believing we already know everything, when in actual fact, we do not. Such an illusion prevents us from seeking deeper knowledge and questioning our assumptions. In an academic environment like ours, this mindset of knowing all, albeit an illusion of knowledge, can prevent meaningful progress because it closes the door to questioning, it closes the door to reflection, and it closes the door to deeper understanding. Nothing can be more damaging to intellectual pursuit as this. Embracing humility, therefore, and recognizing the limits of what we know is an intellectual truism as it opens the path towards true wisdom and continuous learning. It is a call to remain open-minded and vigilant against the seductive tribe of thinking you already have all the answers. There are examples in history, and I will mention just a few of them. We will all be familiar with the first one, the familiarity of trap, what we refer to as passive learning. Many of us as students who are fond of reading and rereading notes or highlighting text as a testament of sense of fluency. The brain recognizes the information, leading to the false belief that it is memorized, even though when you are faced in the example, you are unable to recall it without looking. This is an illusion of knowledge. The second is what we refer to as the geocentric model of the universe. For centuries, the belief that the Earth was the center of the universe, aptly named the Ptolemaic geocentric model, dominated scientific thoughts. This illusion of complete knowledge hindered the acceptance of the heliocentric model that was later proposed by Copernicus and later supported by Galileo. The resistance to this new understanding similarly delayed advancements in astronomy and physics. Number 3, bloodletting in medicine. For a long time, medicine was dominated by the misconception that bloodletting could cure various illnesses. Despite evidence to the contrary, physicians clung to this incorrect knowledge, which often worsened patients' conditions. This illusion slowed the development of modern medical practices based on scientific observation and experimentation. In fact, the only aspect of this that is correct now is to use leeches to suck blood away from the skin, from the body, to cure certain ailments. Number 4, we all be familiar with this as well, the flat earth belief. Ancient civilizations often believed that the earth was flat. This illusion of knowledge about the world's shape hindered early exploration and understanding of global geography, until evidence from navigation and astronomy gradually overturned the misconception. Number 4, in my own field, chemistry. In the 17th and 18th centuries, the phlogiston theory posited that a fire-like element called phlogiston was released during combustion. Holding on to this incorrect theory delayed the acceptance of modern chemical understanding, especially the role of oxygen in combustion through the discovery by Lavoisier's work. These instances illustrate how the illusion of knowledge can create intellectual stagnation and impede discoveries that can shape human progress. In a university community, and especially in an ODL institution like ours, where prior labor of intellectual work coupled with physical forbearance by course material developers, which in today's we call them content creators, have created ready-made content, which makes us fall easily into the illusion of knowledge in the practice of our trade. Many of my colleagues don't bother again because the content is available. Having been prepared by some people paid off. So what do we become? We become complacent. We think we know, but indeed we might not. And our Senate, this Senate, being an intellectual citadel, must therefore be wary of complacency in our university operation. There is perhaps no better place in the university's organic structure to confront this illusion of knowledge than at our Senate. It is the reason, therefore, I wish to implore us, members of the NOUN Senate, to sequestrate in our psyche strategies that will reduce the illusion of knowledge in today's academic environment. Our Senate must encourage the following. Our Senate must promote intellectual humility by encouraging researchers to recognize the limits of their knowledge, stay open to new evidence, and accept that uncertainty is a natural part of scientific inquiry. 2, our Senate must encourage to foster a culture of rigorous peer review and interdisciplinary collaboration to challenge assumptions, to identify biases, and validate findings through diverse perspectives. Our Senate must promote continuous learning and training that will help our staff avoid outdated concepts and especially recognize flawed reasoning. Our Senate must foster a culture that values questioning by creating an environment where questioning and constructive skepticism are welcomed, allowing researchers to reconsider and redefine existing knowledge continuously. Our Senate must assure quality by ensuring that the teaching, learning, and assessment methods meet the required quality standards of the world. This Senate must enforce regulations and discipline by providing rules and regulations relating to academic conduct and discipline among students and staff. Finally, this Senate must utilize advanced technologies thoughtfully by leveraging tools like artificial intelligence and big data analytics carefully, ensuring that their results are critically examined rather than accepted blindly. Of the above attributes, I address to Senate today is to draw on two of them. Earlier in the year 2025, Senate had set up and approved a policy document on AI. Towards the end of last year, the Senate further set up a committee to propose implementable pathways to integrate AI into all our university operations. I am happy to inform this August gathering that the report of the committee is now ready, and I shall have the honor of receiving the report from the chairman of that committee, Professor Shehu, and signing the report in your presence at this valedictory Senate meeting. My distinguished colleagues and invited guests, the adoption of artificial intelligence in our institution is inevitably imminent. And if managed with proper policy and infrastructure, we will be offering a path to a more flexible, accessible, and highly quality education to our stakeholders. It is now widely acknowledged, including even by me, a conservative and reluctant advocate of AI, that integrating artificial intelligence in open and distance learning will transform the educational landscape by addressing traditional challenges such as student isolation, lack of personalized attention, and high dropout rates not necessitated by financial considerations. But still, we must be wary of the challenges AI brings. Such challenges include digital literacy and access. How many of our stakeholders will have that access? Data privacy and bias. The bias meaning, where do we get the source of information from? And how can you keep those data, personalized data, in check without it getting outside? Over-reliance on artificial intelligence could also bring the illusion of knowledge that we are talking about. Academic integrity could also come in, and lack of human touch. But even with this, it's our scientific nature to seek ways to mitigate this. Because the prospects of AI is enormous, especially in reducing traditional ODM learner challenges, such as a shift towards a hybrid model where AI supports learning, but human instructors may still focus on mentorship, empathy, and a high-level critical thinking. And it is one of the most outstanding achievements of my administration that just a few weeks ago, the e-counseling was launched in this university, the first of its kind, and is leveraging on AI. The second issue for Senate's attention is the importance of quality assurance policies in our university operations. Under Professor Juliet Negbedion's purposeful leadership, is she around? The Quality Assurance Directorate has developed over 70 quality assurance policies. 53 of which have received this Senate's approval. These policies cover key areas such as human resources, teaching and learning, collaboration, partnership and linkages, research, innovation and technology, institutional governance, and community service. Collectively, they provide a robust framework that should guide our routine administrative operations to support the seamless and effective functioning of our university. Open and distance learning institutions, especially ours, depend on quality assurance processes because our operations are centralized and focused. Our admission is from a source. Our content delivery is from a source. Our examination is from a source. Our marking, assessment is from a source. Our results is from a source. So our operations are typically centralized and focused on achieving measurable outcomes and competencies across various centers of activity. By implementing structured content delivery, standardized assessments, technology-based systems, student support services, regulatory compliance, and practices ensuring accountability and transparency, all their institutions make quality assurance a cornerstone of their model. And this is the reason why I've decided to make this a valedictory item. This contrasts with traditional universities that most of us are familiar with. These traditional universities, like University of Ibadan, like Ahmadu Bello University area, I've used those two because those are my schools. So I'm not accused of mentioning University of Lagos or University of Nigeria and Nsukka. These traditional universities often prioritize face-to-face interaction and use more decentralized methods for teaching and assessment, making it very hard for them to apply uniform quality assurance measures consistently. I have often argued this, that when I make my lecture in chemical kinetics, either at 3 level or 4 level at Ahmadu Bello University area, nobody, not even the Vice-Chancellor, will call me and say, Professor Peters, what did you teach? And when I set the question, nobody, not even my HOD, will call me and say, Peters, why did you set 4 questions and not 3? This cannot happen in an ODL institution because the content is available to everybody across the breadth and spread of that university. And that is the reason why I've brought the issue of quality assurance into the fore as my valedictory for this university. Although, and that is the reason why I have mentioned Professor Negbedion here, compliance requirements, the ability to follow the processes, the procedure, and the standard operating procedures may sometimes be undervalued by academics because we don't have the patience for that. But I want to urge the incoming Vice-Chancellor and Senate members to view these policies as vital to our university's integrity and not be seen as obstacles. My plea, therefore, is that all units, all academic units, all department units, all non-teaching units should familiarize themselves with the respective policies and their standard operating procedures to avoid a false sense of understanding or an illusion of knowledge. In conclusion to this meeting, distinguished members of Senate, faculty, staff, invited guests, friends, esteemed colleagues, I address you today with sincere appreciation and thoughtful reflection. This valedictory Senate meeting marks not just the conclusion of my tenure as Vice-Chancellor, but the celebration of our collective efforts, achievements, and the enduring spirit of inquiry that has propelled our university forward. A comprehensive compendium has been prepared detailing the extracts of Senate decisions, as well as highlighting the principal attainments and achievements of my administration. For the benefit of the university community and future reference, these documents have been published and are accessible on our university's official website, allowing for easy consultation and noting by all stakeholders. Additionally, physical copies of the compendium are available and can be consulted at the Professor Olufemi University Library, ensuring that both digital and traditional access points are provided for thorough documentation and institutional memory. It has been an honor. It has been an honor to lead this esteemed institution and work alongside individuals committed to advancing education. I wish to acknowledge the registrars, Mr. Felix Eduka and Mr. Dipo Ajayi, whose partnership in the Senate, along with their diligent academic office staff, was invaluable. I also extend my gratitude to the chairman of the Business Committee of Senate, Professor Chiedu Felix Mafiana, and Professor Godi. I think you are not Godwin, you are Gideon. Yes, pardon me. Professor Felix Mafiana, Professor Chiedu Felix Mafiana, and Professor Gideon Omachonu for their effective leadership in streamlining Senate proceedings during my tenure. We've all enjoyed Senate proceedings here. And I want to thank the two of them, starting from Mafiana when he was appointed, and then Gideon when he later joined. Furthermore, I appreciate the various deans of faculties, heads of departments, and directors of various university units, including study centers, whose contribution provided substantive menu for our Senate deliberations. Together, in these past 5 years, we have navigated challenges, we have embraced opportunities, and we have worked tirelessly to uphold the standards of academic excellence. Therefore, I want to express my sincere appreciation to all Senate members for their unwavering support and collaborative spirit. Your commitment to fostering an environment where both teaching and research thrive is commendable. As we close this chapter, my chapter, in the unfolding history of our university, let us carry forward the lessons learned and the friendships forged with a renewed dedication to our roles as stewards of this academic community. Let us continue to inspire and empower future generations to push the boundaries of knowledge and innovation. May we remain steadfast in upholding the ideals of scholarship, service, and integrity that define our common purpose. And may this university continue to grow in strength, in wisdom, and character, so that as we enable others to flourish, that's the theme of tomorrow, we too may truly flourish. With warm regards and best wishes for the future, your Vice-Chancellor. Thank you very much.